Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Devils TV. Liverpool won, Manchester United 2. Manchester United secured their first win at Anfield since 2016. First of all, first thing I'd like to say before anything is that in the year 2035, when I hopefully have a son, and he'll probably ask me a very important question: Dad, why is my name Harry Maguire Singh? That's a very important question. And it'll be a very long story, which I'll explain to him at that time. But all jokes aside, yeah, this is why I saw some people in the Serie A stuff. I think Ranky on it as well. I saw a lot of people pretty much bashing this rivalry and saying, "Oh, it's so one-sided." Liverpool smash United every year, and you have given us a lot of smashings, and a lot of which won't ever be forgotten. But we did play you guys. We did get a draw last season at Anfield. We have won today. We did also beat you in the FA Cup because this rivalry. Because no matter, and even when Manchester United were the best team in England, Liverpool would still get points of us in a style of Ferguson days. So this is how a rivalry works. Never underestimate the biggest rivalry in English football. So yeah, I mean I've blabbered on for long enough. Sorry about that, and sorry for these. But as United fans, we rarely have days like this. So I've learned to enjoy them as I get them. But yeah, apologies first of all, and what were your thoughts on the game? A very disappointing result for Liverpool, of course, but I think the performance wasn't horrible. But I mean, you can give your thoughts on the game.
No, yeah, obviously. I mean, I respect the hustle. I respect that you guys enjoy it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when was the last time that Amorim got 2 wins in a row as a
He's
United
never
manager?
done.
It's the first time that he gets 2 wins in a row. So no, I fully I know you deserve it. You deserve to celebrate. And yeah, from Liverpool side, simply not good enough. Like you said, maybe the performance wasn't horrible, but I think it kind of exposed everything, every kind of negative aspect that we talked about Liverpool in the preview, that we knew about these inconsistencies and maybe that the system doesn't really suit the players. And I think that that's the main takeaway, because in this game, we did create chances. We had opportunities to potentially equalize the game or take the win even. But that's besides the point. You sometimes you get unlucky with your chances. Gakpo hit the post like 3 times. He had a lot of great opportunities and he only managed to score 1 goal. Besides that, I think that the main worry for Liverpool is that the system is not working, that the players seem uncomfortable at times, that there's not really a cohesion to how we progress the ball and move forward and try to create chances. And you saw in the final minutes that Liverpool were just putting in crosses. I believe that in the second half we basically gave into desperation, and even though we were going for the result, for that equalizer, and then after we conceded again with all of those crosses, we were pushing forward, but we were leaving ourselves really exposed at the back. And I think that if United had played their cards smarter, they could have killed this game earlier. Shesko had a few chances. He was running into space. And yeah, I think that overall the way that Slot decided to set up the team was not correct, especially for how we wanted to approach the second half. And I mean, overall, could have gone either way. I think that if our chances go in, maybe we draw or even get the win, but United had chances to extend the lead as well. So I think that the result is fair, and we have to move on, because it's now our 4th loss in a row, 3 in the league and 1 in the Champions League, and a lot of things to think about and lots of things to rebuild on.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all the points made, especially on the. I do think we deserve to win, and that's not me like being. That's not me being shameless. I generally think we deserve to win because I think
Oh yeah,
we.
you did.
Because I think in the first half as well. I think. I think we talked about it in the preview briefly, but I think Mamadashvili, I think he struggled today. I think he. I think.
A bit. No, yeah, a bit. He did make a few clutch saves, but also there were a few times where he tried to come out to catch a cross or something, and the ball would slip out of his hands, and those were chances that Manchester United had to even extend their lead. I remember another one where they laid off to the middle, and Bruno comes into the box all alone and misses the target, ends up hitting the edge of the post. So like definitely United had chances to extend their lead in the first half, as well as the chances that Liverpool had. Like Gakpo hit the post, he had a great finish against Lamens that ended up hitting the post just barely, and then Isak had a one-on-one which he should have done better in. And so I think that the first half could have been like a 2-1, like a 2-2, because there were chances on both ends. And yeah, in the end, it's frustrating because we know from our perspective that United are not the scariest of opponents in this current form that they're in, but essentially the game spirals off control because of one defensive mistake that we make at the start of the game, and that allows United to take the lead, sit back comfortably, and hit on the counter attack. And you guys had, like I told you, plenty of chances to extend the lead, and yeah, it wasn't good enough. And yeah, I agree with you that the win is deserved for United.
Yeah, fair, but, yeah, and also I think also I mean it sounds a bit strange considering how many chances Liverpool had, and you can disagree with me, but I still think a lot apart from moments like the Gakpo chance, which I hit the post, and a few chances here and there. I think in general we did actually defend quite decently well throughout the game. I mean, for me, I mean, I'm not just saying this for because he scored a winner, but I think generally Harry Maguire was a man of the match contender because he was consistently winning aerial duels throughout the game. And I think Matthias de Ligt as well, and Luke Shaw, not Luke Shaw to a less extent, but I think de Ligt as well was crucial today. And and also Sen Lamons. I mean, he was incredible today. I mean, what a what a boost of confidence this will be to have a performance like that at Anfield. So yeah.
Another two names that I wanted to mention on the side of United were, I thought that Diallo was really good in the first half, and a player that I noticed you didn't mention in our preview, not even for the starting 11, Mateus Cunha. I feel like Cunha was very dangerous on the right on that first half, and then in the second he was great on the hold-up play and trying to slow Liverpool down. So I think those two also make the podium on the side of United.
Yeah, I agree. Like everything, which I mean, he ended up like this. Like I was Bruno Fernandes. This is who he is. You know, he can have an absolutely horrible game, but he'll get a goal or an assist, which will win the game. I think that was the case today because I thought he was one of our worst players today. I think he like everything which Cunha did. That's what I wanted from Bruno. He just hold up the ball, be intelligent. Keep possession. Don't be so careless at Anfield. Give away a possession, and that's how we conceded the second goal as well. Sorry, our first goal, our goal as well, because we were just so careless in possession. But yeah, for sure, Mateus Cunha as well. I thought. I mean, what do you think about Brandon Boomer? I mean, he of course scored a goal, but I don't think he was as impactful as Mateus Cunha was throughout the 90 minutes.
Yeah, no, in the attack, I think that it was mainly Cunha, the one who was pushing things forward for United. But, you cannot disregard Mbeumo, the goal, great finish. And after that, he had a few appearances, but they were like far in between. He was on and off during the game, so I wouldn't say that he had like a great performance. But, as a forward, when you get the goal, that's all that matters. And yeah, I think that everything came together for United today.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. And I mean, yeah, sorry, maybe like almost 10 minutes and you haven't really spoken yet, so apologies for that. But yeah, of course, absolutely incredible result for us. A result which we will remember for a very, very long time. Yeah, I mean, let's celebrate. What are your thoughts on the game, man? We actually, you know what? I mean, just a bit of sorry. I'll just after this you can speak. Just for a bit of insight for rank. During the game, Neil was ahead of me, so like. Every time Liverpool attacked, he went, "Oh my god!" And every time I thought they were gonna score, it's like, dude, like, so, yeah. But yeah, Neil. I mean, thoughts, man. What a game it was.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like, I guess I remember the quote from Jose Mourinho as a manager: "Do anything, win the bloody game, win the bloody game." I guess that what Amiron has told to the players. Bruno Fernandes, as you mentioned, like one of our worst players, but he got an assist. That's what Bruno is. Even if he has a shit game, he always tends to get an assist. That's victory. I'm just really, I'm buzzed time right now. So not to say, but tactical side also I would like to say, like for Liverpool, I guess man of the match is for United, the man of the match is the lamp post. The post is man of the match because three times they hit the post. So like that's really I'm like three times like okay, like I remember my coach Like my football coach, he told me if you hit the post one time, it's okay. But if you hit the post two times, then there's a problem. Like more than two times, then it's more of a bigger problem. And Gakpo also, I don't know what has happened. Like Gakpo today, I don't know. Was he Darwin Nunez in disguise? Like was he missing so much? Like seriously, open goal. Even Salah also easy
Yeah,
chance. Like Salah also. I was shocked. A player of like that quality, he like Dorgu also. I mean, Salah absolutely roasted. Tandoori chicken roasted Dorgu Salah today. Dorgu was even one of the worst players was for United. I'm saying one of the worst players was apart from Bruno. Dorgu was also very bad.
it was
But
poor.
yeah, as rank he mentioned Cunha.
Yeah,
Cunha was unbelievable. The first half, not that I haven't watched the first half, I can't comment. But second half, I would say he was helping. He was helping United, and he was going against the Liverpool flow of game. Like he was doing his samba, Brazilian samba skill, all of that, But at the end of the day, we won, and now I'm seeing comments. It's like Brian Field. It's Brian Field instead of Anfield. It's Brian Field. Like Brian Mbomo scored right. I always
yeah,
like when Onana was in team. When Onana was in team, I always threatened I will bomb Cameroon if you Onana makes any mistake. This time, I'm proud. I'm proud that we have a good Cameroonian player.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, if we're going that way, I would call it Maguire Field. But I mean, to be fair, but if this logic was applied to us, then Old Trafford would just be Salah Trafford. So it goes both ways, to
Yeah,
be fair.
and,
But
and I remember,
but
getting
yeah,
coming here. I remember Ten Hag's first season, like at Old Trafford, we won. We beat them 2-1. Then we
yeah,
thought like that was one of the best seasons. For me, it was like post Fergie. Then all of a sudden,
yeah,
I don't know 7-0. Or like seriously, man. And
yeah.
today, after like seriously, man.
Yeah, I mean, this pretty much just sums up football rivalries. I mean, in a season after we finished 15th, we beat them 2-1 at Anfield. In the season where we finished third and won a trophy, we lose to them 7-0 at Anfield. I mean, this pretty much sums up rivalries. This is just what football's all about. It's
And I have
always,
one question. I have one question for Rank. I have one question
Mhm.
for Rank right now. I'm
Go ahead.
genuinely I'm really concerned because with Allison's injury, this is occurred. See, I'm not blaming Mamadashvili at all. I'm not blaming, but some of my Liverpool friends they're already calling him a scam player, scam goalkeeper. He's
way
Onana
too harsh.
2.0 in disguise. Like
No,
this too harsh,
that's too harsh. Yeah, way too harsh.
too harsh, too harsh. But do you genuinely think like that? That's my question.
No, no, no. I don't think that Mamarashvili was. I mean, you could say maybe he could have done better in the first goal because the ball
Yeah,
kind of goes at his body. That's the one that you can maybe put some blame on him. But I think that the main blame for that first goal is on Van Dijk because he goes to press on the midfield, a ball that made absolutely no sense. McAllister was already fighting for it. And by doing that and losing the ball, he left a lot of space in our defense that basically Kerkes was the only one there covering a space against two United players, and he got overwhelmed. So I think that the main blame for the first goal is on Van Dijk, and you could have said you could say that Mamadashvili should have done better, but overall I think that he was a bit doubtful in a few bits of the game, like we said before, with how he handled the ball, but he also made a few saves. So I don't think it was that bad of a game to say like, oh, it was an Onana level performance. No, I don't think so. Obviously, we missed Allison, but I think Mamarashvili needs a bit of time, and I don't think it's a game where you can just completely roast him and say, oh, get him out
yeah.
of the club or something.
No, I think with one player I want to mention for me, my man of the match for Liverpool would be Gravenberch because I was very very impressed with him, and I think that for me when he got injured, of course I don't wish injury on any player, but when he got injured, then I was like, okay, this is like a big boost for United because he was by far for me the best player on the pitch. So I mean,
Yeah, because
it helps.
because if you lose the anchor man, just like he was the main anchor man for Liverpool. If you lose the
Yeah.
anchor, if you lose an anchor man, definitely you are losing a spine of the team. So
Yeah,
like he's the one who will track back. He will join in defense during the defensive formation. He will join with the back four to defend. During the offensive transition, he is the one to deliver the balls
yeah.
to
Yeah.
to
I mean,
continue the offensive transition. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that we mentioned in the preview that Gravenberch was basically the only one in that Liverpool midfield who could stand up to Manchester United in terms of physicality, and that he was going to be the main midfielder for this game. And I think that it played out exactly that way. I also liked Soboslai game a little bit, especially because he was transitioning at some points. He was the midfielder, then he was the right back. He was sweeping positions, but he was doing a pretty good job on the ball. We were struggling to find McAllister because McAllister was trying to wait for the ball within United's lines, but we were never finding him. And so all of our chances came from going out wide, and we were never playing through McAllister, which I thought was pretty disappointing as well. And yeah, after that, you guys mentioned Gakpo missed a lot of chances. Yes, he got the goal, but a few of chances, especially that header, which he was in front of the goal, like at the end of the game, that should have gone in. And Isak wasteful, and Salah also had a bad game. So Kerkes and Van Dijk getting exposed. So overall for Liverpool, a lot of low points that kind of played into the performance. And yeah, despite us creating chances, I don't think it was good enough.
You
Yeah.
think? You think Rank could just? Sorry,
Yeah, go
I
on.
sorry, I just ask him. Do you think, Rank, that today Ekitike should have started instead of Isak? Because when he came on, I thought, I guess he was doing much more better. I guess he has been your best attacker apart from Salah.
Yeah, I mean, here in Argentina, we have a saying that is talking with Monday's newspaper, which is basically speaking with hindsight. And I don't think I should do that because in our preview, I said that I would start Isak, even though I think that Ekitike had been great and he hit the ground running with a few goals. Looking back now, obviously you could say, "Oh, Isak missed that one-on-one. Like, how could you do that? Being like the highest transfer fee in the Premier League history or whatever. Ekitike could have probably scored that, sure, whatever, you can say that, but you never know. So I would have started Isak at the start before the game, so I think I wouldn't go back in that decision. If Ekitike started, maybe we win, maybe, I don't know, but maybe not. So like I don't think it's speaking with
Yeah,
hindsight. It's
No?
no, but one substitution I could not understand for Liverpool. Why did Conor Bradley came off? Seriously, why did Conor Bradley? If you are directly swapping him for Frimpong, then okay. But why the hell you are playing Szoboszlai at right back? And then
Yeah.
you have again there. Yeah, you want it.
It's something that Slot has been doing the entire season, which is basically changing both the fullbacks every game, no matter what, almost religiously, which is something that I don't understand because, sure, there's occasions where your fullbacks are running back and forth the entire game and they get tired, and so you need to swap in to get new fresh legs and try to keep the game flow going. But there are times where you need to keep certain players in their position, and sometimes you need to change your play style, and sometimes you need another impact sub. And I think that Sulot basically wasting two substitutions on the fullbacks every single game is something that needs to go into consideration because I think that the main person to blame for these 4 defeats in a row for Liverpool is Arne Slot. I don't think it's on the players. I think he needs to figure out the system that actually fits the player that he's gotten. And yeah, a part of that comes with those substitutions that in many games I simply don't understand.
Yeah.
I think so that's a good segue. I think into so in these match reactions we tend to do play ratings for match night players, but of course since you're on here, I think we can do them for Liverpool players right after. So yeah, these will be quite enjoyable. Senna Lamons, I think 8 out of 10 today. I mean, he was made some time.
I was
In the
unbelievable. Like
first,
the handling. Yeah.
go on.
No, you won. You won.
Okay, I was just saying, in the first half itself, I saw a stat that he had like a goals prevented of 1.24 in the first half itself. So, I mean, I can only imagine how high it would be in the second half. So, fantastic game he had.
Just imagine. Just imagine we had Nana in goal. Just imagine.
Yeah,
I'm
no, dude,
like getting nightmares.
we lose that, I think 4 or 5 today. So, I mean, this is like how important a good goalkeeper is. Like I think same with, I mean, as you said, I wouldn't blame Mamarashvili too much, but I do think Allison would have made a big difference today for Liverpool.
Yeah, Alisson is way better. If not the best, one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Matthijs de Ligt, I think 8 for me. I mean, he was so solid defensively. I think very rarely made mistakes. So good in the air. Yeah. Honestly, maybe I'm being a bit over the top, but for me, he had the same
Man of the match.
performance as Delit. For me, defensively, he had the same performance as Delit, but for the goal, I'll give him a 9 and a man of the
No, a man
match.
of the match, dude.
Yeah,
He
man of
has
the
to get
match.
man of the match.
Yeah, man of the match. I mean, who would have thought Harry Maguire would be man of a match? The match
It's not
was
Harry
there.
Maguire. It's
I was
Haroldinho.
so salty, man.
It's not
Yeah,
Harry Maguire. It's Haroldinho. It's Haroldinho Maguire.
man, I'm
It's
never
Brazil.
changing this VFP ever. I'm never
Yeah,
changing this VFP.
he's R9 in disguise. He's got Brazilian genes in his English shirt.
Luke Shaw 7. He was decent, I think.
He was
I think
one of the worst players, but if not the worst, average. Okay.
yeah, he was a bit above average. Ahmad, it was a bit interesting. I think
Eight.
in the
I would
first half
say
he
eight.
was quite good. In the first half he was quite good, but in the second half I think he faded away a bit. So I'll give him a 7 personally.
Now that's the problem. He was subbed off very early. I couldn't understand
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
substitution.
Oh, yeah, that was also a bit weird. But I mean, we won, so I mean, I don't care to be fair. So.
yeah.
Casemiro, I think a 6. I
Six.
think he was okay today. Not really, didn't really make too many mistakes. I think. I mean that tackle on Salah was quite bad, and I think that was a good call by Amarim because he took him off right after he got a yellow card. So I think that was a good move. But apart from that, I think he was okay. Bruno, yeah, I can give him a 4 today. No, I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5 because we
If
won. So I
if,
thought this
if
is.
there
So I'll give
was
him.
if we didn't win this, I would have given him minus, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Dude, like I'm seriously frustrated, man. Seriously, he's our captain. He's our captain. Continuously, he's giving away the ball. Continuously.
That was
Have you
very
ever
frustrating.
seen like? Have you ever seen Soboslai, McAllister, or Gravenberg giving away the ball like that? Have you ever seen?
No. I mean, that's why the midfield so good because technically they're very good players and keeping a ball is a
And you
part of
said,
that.
and earlier you said Pedri, like Barcelona, like for Barcelona, Pedri is the best midfielder, right? Like one of the
Yeah.
Barca fans, he's like, oh, this is the first time I'm seeing him losing the ball. This is how good Pedri is.
Yeah. Like basically, the context behind it is yesterday I saw a comment on Barcelona versus Girona. I saw a comment that basically a Barcelona fan said, this is the first time I ever saw Pedri lose a ball. And this is a Barcelona fan, so we can assume they've been watching for like years. So, yeah, that's the level which is needed. Diogo Dallo, eh,
7. I would say 7. Second half was better.
I gave him a 6. I think second half he was better, but I think first half he was quite bad. He struggled a lot against Salah, but I gave him
Yeah.
a 6. Mbeumo, I gave him a 7 for the goal.
Yeah.
He didn't affect the game as much as Cunha, but I still think he worked really hard, put in a good shift. So yeah. Mason Mount, I think I'll give him a 6. I think he did a good job, did his job well. Put in a good shift. Mateus Cunha, I'll give him a
7. 7,
7.
7, dude, 7.
Very good, very dangerous. Probably deserved a goal or an assist, but yeah, I think it'll eventually come. Probably his best performance so far in United, which is very nice to see.
That's what
Now after that,
that's what big match players do.
I think Euro 7, Ugarte 7. I was actually very impressed with Ugarte, and I think in games like this,
Ugarte 8.
it's where
Ugarte 8. Ugarte actually 8. Actually 8, I would say.
I give him a
He was
7
in
because
good
it was only for half an hour,
form.
but
Okay.
it was for half an hour, but I still think that in games like this, you need Ugarte because he just need that extra bite in midfield, that extra bit of an engine in midfield. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's like Fred and we had Fred and Jisung Park
yeah. I think
earlier.
-6, Dogu 5. I think he struggled.
Park.
Sesko, I gave him a 6. He was okay. Amarim, you know what?
And
There's been a lot of critique of Amarim recently, but for today, I'll give him an 8. He got it spot on. I think his subs were a bit late, but ended up working. His team selection
I
seemed
thought
bizarre.
I thought I thought you will give him a 10. Really.
I wouldn't have- not that. No. Like I'm not being that shameless, but no. But no, I think a lot of criticism around Amarim, but still, I think he got it spot on today. I mean, beating on a slot. I would say, I mean, you can disagree with me, but I think it's fair to say that he did it out coach slot today. And
Yeah.
over. Uh, and I mean, yeah, overall, I mean, a win away at Anfield. I mean,
Yeah,
what a,
true.
what a day for him.
That is also after a decade. Dude, after a decade.
Yeah. Who else?
Haroldinho.
So yeah, I think for the obviously, I unfortunately don't have any website for the Liverpool match ratings, but I think we can just do it just
You
manually
can
like
open
this.
Footmob.
So,
You can open Footmob though.
right, I guess I could. Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that real quick. Um, yeah, just give me a second, please. Okay. I think we can also look at the stats as well, I suppose.
Now
Around
Liverpool, dude, one of the Liverpool fans are like, no, we should have signed Emiliano Martinez instead of Mamadashvili. Like seriously, dude, he would have wanted first team play, and Allison he will never leave his spot. Sorry, and Martinez also. Martinez, okay, I agree. What he's underrated, not or would I say he's also one of the best goalkeepers in the world. But I think so. It will be too wasteful for him to be a backup goalkeeper.
yeah, I
The
think
thing is, in Liverpool, Alisson is always going to be the number one, and there's no way
yeah.
that Emi Martinez accepts to be number two. Basically.
He may be, yeah, he's number one for Argentina, but I don't think so for not for Liverpool.
I mean, looking at the stats here, it's quite interesting because, of course, both teams you a lot had a higher XG, which I guess makes sense. I think. I mean, you guys were all the better team. We are at Anfield, so I think it was to be expected. But still, five big chances each. So I mean, it shows that we still had our chances as well.
No,
So
yeah, I think that the more expected goals is kind of more because of the amount of shots that we had.
yeah,
Because when you accumulate shots, you accumulate XG, but it
right.
doesn't necessarily mean that you created quality chances. I think that the big chances
Yeah,
kind of explains a bit the game better.
yeah,
The game was fairly close, and I think that yeah, Man United were just more clinical on the day, and Liverpool just didn't really have an
yeah.
idea of what to do.
I think if you look at like the individual high quality XG chances, then yeah, it'll be probably even from today.
Hmm.
So yeah, different lineups. So there's Liverpool's lineup. What would you give Pamarashvili today from a scale of 1 to 10?
A scale of 1 to 10, probably like like a 4.5. I don't think it reaches up to a 5 because, like I said, maybe a bit to blame on the goal, and then he wasn't so sure on how he handled the ball that much. So I think 4.5 is fine.
So what about Milos Kerkez?
Kerkez, like honestly, like a 3. He
Really?
was getting exposed at the start. Yeah, I didn't really like what Kerkez did. In the first goal, like I said, most of the blame is on Van Dijk, but I think that Kerkez was also left all alone there, and Mbuma was just able to just cut it through, and then offensively he was not taking good decisions. And I didn't really vibe with what Kerkez did today.
I think he really struggled with Ahmad as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Van Dijk, what are your thoughts when you're captain? So.
Van Dijk, give him another 3. He's to blame for the first goal, and after that, didn't really have much of an impact. He had one chance with a diving header on the far post right after you guys scored. Obviously, he's always leading the way in terms of progressing the ball forward, but I don't think it was really that impactful. And yeah, that first goal really affect his overall rating.
What would you give Ibrahim Konate?
Konate, like a 5. It wasn't bad, but it's after United stopped attacking after the first goal, especially, and Liverpool had most of the chances, and we had possession. I think that Konate didn't really have much to do, but after that, when United was maybe getting through balls and creating opportunities that you guys wasted, Konate was maybe getting exposed a bit, so I wasn't really impressed. So I think I'll do a 5.
Okay. I think he was. I think Connor Bradley. I think he's one of your better players today. I think what would you give him?
Bradley, we can do a 6. I think that a 6 is fair for Bradley. It wasn't like anything amazing, but he was pushing forward defensively. He didn't really suffer much on that side of the pitch, and he was doing overlaps with Salah, linking up in the attack, but didn't really make that huge of an impact. Didn't make any egregious mistakes. So I think it was just decent game, and it wasn't like a difference maker either.
Fair enough. Yeah. What would you give? I mean, it's your boy, Alexis McAllister.
McAllister, as much as I love him, I think I'd have to do like 5.5. I think I would have liked us to play through him more because, like I said, in the first half he was essentially ghosting, but that was mainly because Liverpool were trying to play out wide every time, and I would have liked us to play down the middle a few more times. McAllister was waiting in between Manchester United's lines to try and receive the ball and maybe find a breakthrough pass or something. But we weren't really playing through him. But yeah, because he was a bit lonely and disappearing at times, I think 5.5 I'll do.
Fair enough. I think, I mean, probably your best player today. I mean, Ryan Gravenberch. What would you give him?
Yeah, Gravenberch, I'll give him a 7. I think he was pretty good for most of the game, and yeah, sadly he got injured towards the end. We kind of lost that physicality and that ball carrying progression that he could have provided during the final minutes to try and get another equalizer. But yeah, it wasn't meant to be. But for what he played, I think it was pretty good.
So Bauschla, I mean, one thing was actually interesting about Bauschla is that I think, and this, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it felt like he got the ball more times than any other Liverpool player today. Because like I consistently heard his name being, I heard his name being said by, because Neil was obviously ahead of me, so he was telling me who got the ball in advance for Liverpool, and it felt like I heard Bauschla's name more than anyone today. So
Even even when he was playing in as a right back, he was getting the ball.
yeah.
Like he's like that type of player. He's like that type of player, just like the orchestrator, like how Bruno Fernandes creates everything. So he's like when Gravenberg is gone, then he has to be the orchestrator.
Yeah.
So he has to create everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, go on, Uncle.
Yeah, for Soboslai, I was thinking at 7, but for the extra effort that comes playing off position at right back, I think I push it up to 7.5. I think Soboslai would be my man of the match on the side of Liverpool, obviously, because yeah, he was really involved in both halves, honestly. Because even though in the second half he was playing at right back for a good portion of it, he was still getting the ball, getting involved, pushing forward. But in the first half, everything basically happened through him, which is what you would expect out of someone playing essentially in the number 10 role. And I think that in that position, he did pretty well. He provided his teammates, he did his job. And yeah, I think I don't have anything to say negatively about Soboslai in this game.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think we get to your proper bad performance today. Cody Gakpo, how would you give him?
Cody Gakpo, I'll push it up to a 4 because he scored the goal. But if it was without the goal, it would have been lower because of all the chances that he missed. I feel like if this was a game in which he could have maybe gotten a brace and be the hero of the game, but instead he missed the target with the header. The first time he hit the post, I think it was a bit unlucky because I actually think that was a really good finish that just got a bit unlucky. That it didn't curl enough, but the second and third time I was like, okay, bro, come on. You had to get it in at some point. So I think I'll do a 4 because of the goal, but otherwise it would have been lower for Gakpo.
Now we've got, I wanted to say this earlier, but I think Mo Salah, I think this is the worst game I've seen him have against United in a Liverpool shirt. So, I mean, what would you give him today?
Against United, yeah, I think it would be the worst game that Salah's ever had. And the sad part is that it's been a consistent trend this season that if Salah is not getting on the score sheet, either with a goal or an assist, it feels like he does nothing in the game. And it definitely felt like that in this time with he was essentially ghosting and not doing much, not being able to get past his man, not being able to put in a good cross or assist a teammate or dribble past somebody. It was very disappointing, honestly. It has to be like a 2 or a 3. It has to be like really low because it was like essentially nothing. It was very, very disappointing.
And I think the players with Kirkes as well, you can at least say that, okay, they're new signings. I think you expect Salah to perform, especially in these type of games.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and then, yeah, of course, last player from the 11 is Alexander Isak. What would you give him today?
Isaac, I'll do a 3. I think at times he was in good positions to score, especially in that one-on-one that he had, in which he should have definitely done better. And I think that one-on-one alone brings his score down quite a bit. He for getting into good positions, I won't give him a worse rating, but I think that we spoke on the preview about how I was going to be patient with Isaac and not be too critical of
Mm.
him until he gets more playing time and gets adapts to Liverpool fully. But after this performance, I'm gonna give him a bit of a side eye. Just start looking
Yeah,
at him differently and start expecting a bit more each game. And
yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be waiting for him to start performing.
yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. Stuff from the bench players. You can just go to these real quick because they had a first limited time on the pitch. Curtis Jones. I mean, I think. What you think? How did you think his impact was off the bench?
Off the bench, well, didn't really get to see much from Jones. I think didn't really impact the game in a different way than McAllister would have, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't think the rating for Jones. I don't know if I have a rating, maybe like a
Okay.
4 or something like that.
Yeah.
Beards, I think that he wasn't bad when he came on. I actually liked a few stuff that I saw from Beards. It wasn't obviously when you bring him off the bench, maybe you expect him to pop in with an assist or a goal. It wasn't the case, so I cannot give him like that high of a rating. But I'll do a 5. I think that I didn't really mind what Beards was doing out there. It was a decent sub option, but he didn't really impact the game either. So for that, it cannot be that high either. Ekitike, bit of the same, maybe like a 5. It was a bit better with the limited time that he got, but it wasn't anything amazing. And then Chiesa, he did get the assist, but at other times I felt like he was losing the ball rather quickly when he was getting into positions where we maybe had a counter attack and had an option to score. So I think I'll do a 5 for Chiesa as well. And Frimpong, well, he barely played, but
Yes.
something like that as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, last but not least, I mean, what would you give Arne Slot as a manager rating today?
Arne Slot, like a 2 or a 1. I think that we lost the game because of him. So I think besides the individual performances and the individual mistakes that cost us the game, I think that overall the setup and how he approached the second half, especially, I think the main blame for the losses on Slot and on the losses that we've been getting over the last few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, I think it's a good segue to. Of course, it's a bit of a long stream, but I think it's. I think to round it off, I think we can just talk about the implications with what this result really means for both teams. And I like to start off with Liverpool. I mean, of course, Arsenal on this weekend. I actually checked the table. United currently are 2 points off Liverpool. In the table. And of course, it looks like you're struggling to. Apart from Ekitike, it seems like signings are struggling to adapt. Slots getting a lot wrong. Arsenal have, I mean, they haven't really played good football either, but they are getting points, and their signings seem to be gelling a bit better. So, I mean, in terms of the title race, how do you think? Because I remember last season as well that. I mean, maybe I'm over exaggerating it, but I feel like that 2-2 draw at Anfield did have a lasting impact on Liverpool, because if you look at the form after that, there was a bit of a dip after, because there was a bit of a shocking result, against your biggest rivals. I mean, you've beat them 7-0 before, like smashed them consistently in those fixtures, and then suddenly they turn up to Anfield, get a 2-2 draw against you, and I mean a 2-1 win. That was of course worse. So I mean, do you think there could be any like severe impacts of this results on for Liverpool in the next few games? And well, how do you think this will impact the title race in any way?
Yeah, I think it's at this point it's impossible to deny that over the last few fixtures, Liverpool has had a few traumatic results against United. It's something that you guys can gloat about if you want. Essentially, when things seem to be going well for Liverpool, United comes and ruins the party for us lately, which I'm really annoyed about. And yeah, I think this is another example of that. We actually weren't doing that hot because we got 5 wins in a row at the start of the season, but not really being convincing. And then once the cookies stopped crumbling our way, we began losing. So in terms of the title race, I think the best thing that happened to us is that we collected all those points at the start, so which means that we aren't far behind Arsenal at the moment. So the title race is going to continue. It's it's the start of the season, but
Yeah.
I think that Liverpool are going to be right behind Arsenal, and eventually we're going to have opportunities to surpass them because Arsenal is obviously going to drop points as well.
Yeah.
But I think that the main takeaway is that now losing to United is a big shock, not in the sense that we didn't think it could happen, because we spoke in the preview that it would be a close game, and I think this result was possible. But now that it's happened, and it's against your rivals, it's at home, all the media attention and everything, and now 4 consecutive losses in a row, I think that it's finally time that Slot addresses the issues that have been going on in the team. And yeah, I think that this is a make or break moment for Liverpool seasons. How do you recover from this? And if we manage to calm ourselves down, assess the situation, make the changes we need to do, and start doing better, it could be a turning point in which we start playing better and maybe get the results we want. But if we let this result destroy us, it could be the start of a really, really bad cycle that could spiral out of control and make us drop down in the table, which would be really, really bad. I won't be too critical on Slot yet. I'm going to be critical in the sense that I think that he's the main reason why we're losing these games, but I'm not going to be, you should sack Slot or something. But I need to see stuff improve before Christmas, so that at least we have an idea of what we're doing, and we can have some confidence that we're not going to throw an entire year off the window, right? So we're going to have to start seeing better now. That's the main takeaway.
And one thing for the title race, I just want to say, at the end of the day, I still believe Liverpool will win it, because we all know Arsenal are bottle jobs, number one bottle jobs. Then even with Victor Gyökeres, I don't think so. With that Swedish guy, with that Swedish striker, I don't think so, because he's struggling a lot. I'm sure Isak will do well. Another Swedish guy, he will do well. And Gyökeres, he's coming from very differently. So Arsenal, they will. I don't know about us, but but I hope Arsenal, they don't win the league, and in Liverpool they're going to win the league. So don't I am still skeptical that Slot will be back very soon.
Yeah. Also, I mean, for me, I think in the summer as well. I mean, I personally think it's not too harsh, but for me, with the summer which Liverpool had, I said that anything, if you guys don't win the Premier League or Champions League this season, then it's a bit of a failure this season.
I mean, it would be a disappointment for sure. I think. But yeah, winning trophies is difficult. I get it. Gelling up with a new squad is difficult. I get it. But after you're coming off that season we had last time around, where it was pretty dominant, pretty clearly above everybody else in England, and then you bring in this many world-class players, you expect to defend the title. So yeah, I think that not doing that would be very, very disappointing.
Yeah, but of course, the long season ahead. I mean, let's see how Slot reacts to this. And yeah, I mean, as for what it means to United, listen, I mean, struggled a lot. It's been a very long season. But listen, I mean, the one thing I've been very, very skeptical of Ruben Amorim. If he got sacked during these past few weeks, I wouldn't really feel anything, honestly. But one thing I did say is that if he just shows some adaptability, if he shows a bit of inspiration in these next few games, then yeah, he'll have some of my faith restored in him. And we're not there yet. It's still 2 games. I need to see this for a month or 2 months. I need to see more adaptability. I need to see more. Like, I like what we did today. Like the way I think we did a lot. Even though we didn't have Sesko in the starting lineup, we sent a lot of long balls towards Liverpool's half. But then Liverpool would win the first ball, but then we were quite good at winning those second balls, and that's how we would start attacks. It's not something which I've really seen us do much before, so it does show a level of adaptability. So yeah, let's
but we have to be also consistent. in other games.
Yeah,
Big games we show we are great. I agree,
yeah,
but teams like Brentford, then Aston Villa, Bournemouth, then Leeds. These type of games we have to win. And in these type of games only we choke.
yeah. I mean, I won't be surprised if we go and lose to Brighton. I mean, I've seen this before. I mean, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we beat Man City and Spurs in 1 week and lost to Watford the next week. And under Jose Mourinho,
Yeah.
we stopped Manchester City winning the league title and a classic, and then we lose to West Brom next game. This is nothing new. We need to see consistency, but yeah, for now, I mean, I'll enjoy this win. Try to be a bit more positive going forward, hoping that Amarim can keep this up. But yeah, we're not in the clear yet, but it is a very good day for Manchester United Football Club. So I think we should be celebrating that. So yeah, I think we can end off here. It's been quite a long stream. So yeah, yeah, Frank, it was an absolute pleasure to have you. Very great to have perspective from a great to have a rivals perspective. I'm sure you guys will be itching to get back with us at Old Trafford. So
Hmm.
yeah, I hope that at that time as well, you can join as a guest as well and provide all the lovely insight which you have for this fixture.
Thanks for having me. I'll do my best to be here for the reverse fixture as well. And yeah, it won't be the last you'll hear of me.
Yeah, cheers for that. And yeah, uh, I think we'll end it off here then. Um, uh, Hopefully we can. It was an absolute pleasure as well to have, because normally I think apart from Neil and AD, I never really bring anyone else on here, so it was an absolute pleasure to have someone else on here. And
Hopefully, hopefully we meet soon in FA Cup. Hopefully we meet soon in FA Cup as well.
yeah, uh, so, I mean, let's see what happens. But yeah, think about enough here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and yeah, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you. See you too.